G4TV has definitely changed their tune as of late. It was only 2 months ago when Frosk went on this 2 or 3 minute rant against, quote, sexism in gaming, where she proceeded to attack the entire audience and the entire G4 fan base, saying that if you don't agree with her on video games, it's because you're sexist, and that it's not okay to objectify or sexualize women in any way, shape, or form. That's gross. That is not okay. What G4 of old did, that is not acceptable anymore. Well, now it looks like G4TV is trying to be the G4 of old, because since this happened, not only did they lose thousands of subscribers, they lost their entire reputation, and their views were in the toilet. Their channel is completely dead. That's why it wasn't too much later that we saw this statement. G4 channel updates, we're all in this together. By the way, we're canceling a bunch of shows. By the way, we're changing the names of our YouTube channels because the algorithms are just that bad. We want to make it look better for us. And then, of course, we all saw what they did with Amaranth when they brought Amaranth on G4TV. Had her in a ball pit, had her licking lube. What else did they have her do? Had her with the shake weight. They had her, there's the lube that she was licking hot dogs. This was all going on. But it isn't solely just Amaranth that these things are happening. It looks like G4 is making a concerted effort to get the fans back after they threw them and tossed them aside. And one of the people that they're using to do that is Gina Darling. Now, Gina Darling, I have nothing against her. In fact, I would say from what I've seen in the chat on G4, a lot of people actually do like Gina for one reason or another. But it's very strange that the same company that had Frost's back, that said, yeah, Frost, that's right, no objectifying women, old G4, that was terrible, we shouldn't do that kind of thing anymore, would then not only bring in Amaranth the way they did only 2 months after that, but also do some of these things with Gina Darling. And before we get to this one, we gotta go to the Instagram. Let's just watch, shall we?
Do it, put your back into it.
You cannot make this up. We're the same people who stood by Frosk while she attacked the fans and said, pretending you want to jerk off to women is not okay. Objectifying women is not okay. It's weird and it's wrong, and we don't deserve that. Yet they're literally having Gina sit there and hip thrust to get a meat sandwich up into her mouth. That's what's going on right now.
Oh! Oh!
Come here, you little bastard.
Now, this reminds me of something they would do on the old G4. And again, I don't have anything against Gina necessarily. We're going to get to one of her follow-up tweets in a second here. I really don't know too much about her other than what I've seen on G4. But I do know that this is a strange change in programming. It's almost like Frosk actually did kill G4. That's why you see people like Blair Herder leaving. That's why Blair Herder suddenly and shockingly, the guy that was brought in to be the face of this G4TV reboot, the vice president of G4, the senior vice president of the brand, decides that, oh, I'm actually going to leave and join a competitor very randomly. It's because G4 is making wholesale changes. Frosk has destroyed everything. And that brings me back to this one right here. Attention all cosplayers, I have a horny message and I am not ashamed. Let's see what this is.
I have someone who wants to talk about Demon Slayer. Come on, come on.
Listen.
Sure.
I love Demon Slayer so much. But here's one thing, okay?
Yeah.
Tengen is so hot. I would drag my labia against miles of glass shards. Just to get away from me. Miles of glass shards just to share a meal with him over a FaceTime call with one reception bar. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Wow.
So don't objectify women, but it's perfectly okay to completely objectify other people, right?
We stand a hot polygamist. Okay.
If there is anyone out there that can do like a perfect cosplay of him, just please come like.
Get me fired. It's gonna get me fired.
Right, and again, I don't have anything wrong with this. What I'm simply looking at here, and what so many others are laughing at, is the hypocrisy of all of it. The fact that only 2 months after Frosk makes this rant, makes this statement, and G4 stands behind her as a brand, all these people here stood behind her, were clapping for her, all of this. They've made a sudden change, a sudden and drastic change to try to emulate the G4 of old. because they realized they'd alienated their entire fan base, and it has not been working out very well for them. She says, I said this on national TV, there's no limits to the horny. And G4TV, you know, put a squirt bottle on her like that in the replies. And then I did want to follow this up, something interesting. This is the reason I saw this. This guy right here, B23 Zingdra, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate the tag. Tags me and a couple other people. So I guess she finds someone to be easy on the eyes. Gina Darling responds to this, right? To this, which a couple people were tagged in. No one has liked, no one's interacted with this, right? It's one tweet. Gina probably has, I don't know, yeah, 126,000 subscribers. Just cry about it. That's interesting. And I haven't looked around at what Gina's doing on Twitter. I don't know if she sits and mocks and shames or derides fans on a daily basis like we've seen with Frosk or Adam Sessler or people like that. But I will say, if you continue to have responses like that, I imagine some people will do some digging. I imagine a lot of people will try to find out a little more about Gina Darling, who now is the stand-in for what they used to do at G4. Look, we'll just put this on. We don't need the music. We can just watch Gina and kind of understand what her role is now at the new G4TV. I wonder, do you guys think this is going to work out for them? Do you think this is going to work well for them? This rebranding for G4. You know, they've quietly tried to move some people around, cancel some shows after everything they did to back up Frosk, after the way they embarrassed themselves and destroyed their brand. Do you think that this has any chance of saving them? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very interested to hear from everybody about this situation. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.